Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to.
And you are listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
What's going on, folks?
I got that new fresh feeling on me. Oh my goodness! How y'all doing?
Welcome to the new edition of the Run and Gun Podcast. So usually y'all can't really see us on camera. You usually just hear us. But now you can see us. And it's gonna be fun.
How y'all doing?
As always,
JC. I'm here to welcome y'all to the first rendition of the Run and Gun Podcast. There will be hopefully more. We want to thank our producer for being able to set us up for this. Anything you want to say, Peeps?
I'm excited, man. Let's just rock and roll.
Hey, listen. We got a minute. You know, we still in the pregame. All right. Now breaking this down, it's gonna be pregame. Gonna be first quarter, second quarter. This is gonna be just like a game, all right? We're gonna have everything going. We're not stopping until we get to that post game, and then I could finally tell you about how I beat Peeps over here in all my arguments. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
And he got the round of applause music.
Hey man, you know the people want what the people want.
Oh,
Thank you. They call me Stephen J. Smith. But
wow.
what I do want to say is that I really hope that you guys enjoy the program that we put forward right here. We've worked really hard to get this all together. And
Yes.
let's get it started.
For sure. So the first topic we got for tonight is the NBA. KD made his return to the court, and also Giannis received a 5-year, $228.2 million super max deal to stay with the Bucks.
Well, hold on now. One at a time. Listen. So, KD making his return to the court. This is really exciting news for any fans of the Brooklyn Nets. You know, I guess it's a good time to be a Brooklyn Nets fan. You know, with Kyrie and KD. How you feel about their chances?
I feel about what? Say that again?
How do you feel about their chances?
I think they'll compete in the East. I think they can compete in the East. I mean, hey, James Harden's still trying to find his way there too.
Oh my! I'm not even gonna talk about James Harden trying to make it. James Harden is not gonna end up there because the Nets are not gonna give the Rockets what they think he's worth.
That's true too.
That's not
Now,
happening.
the other thing that came across my mind with this was, did the Bam Adebayo deal kind of have something to do with it? Because he signed a 5-year, $195 million max deal back in November.
Do with what?
So did Bam Adebayo's deal have something to do with Giannis getting such a big deal?
Not necessarily. I mean, you have to think about the fact that he was given a supermax deal because he had been with the team for so long. And with supermax deals, if you stay where with your original team, they can offer you the most amount of money comparatively to any other team in the NBA. So, I mean, yeah, it's a market setting deal, right? We're waiting on the next
Yeah.
one to break the market. But it was eventually bound to happen. I mean, it's Giannis. Did you really think they weren't going to pay him like with big money?
You're right. You're right. I agree. I'm with you.
But I will
I'm
say,
with you.
I will say that I do apologize to any Milwaukee Bucks fans out there because a long time ago I said that if they lose and they don't win the championship, he's not
I
coming
remember
back.
that.
I said it, and I'm eating my words now, and I'm actually really happy. This is a win for smaller market teams. It's a it's
Yeah.
it's a win for Giannis. Giannis gets paid, max deal, all that. It's a win for Milwaukee because they get to keep their big guy, and it's a win for smaller market teams who usually lose their guys to to larger markets.
Yeah. You got a point. I think they just need to like learn to finish more when they get in the plays. In the playoffs. That's all I think it is. I think
It
if they can get over that hump, they'll be good.
in my opinion, it's mostly Giannis because that's how they built the team. They built the team around Giannis. So if Giannis can get over his playoff slump, question marks, I almost want to say Paul George issues, leading into the next topic. Eventually, if he can get over those issues, I think he can really do something. Win one ring, maybe win multiple rings. So that's a hopeful thing. It's a hopeful thing.
True. I'm with you. And that actually does lead into the next topic. Paul George receives a 4-year, $190 million maximum deal from the Clippers.
No, yeah, keep going. Yeah,
I knew that was
like
coming.
that. Go ahead.
So, what will it take for the Clippers to get even with and challenge the Lakers this year?
Well, the first thing was Doc Rivers, but that ain't that.
That was he in Philadelphia now.
He gone. The second thing was for Kawhi to play like he was in Toronto. That ain't that. And the third thing was for the exact person that we talking about right now with his max deal, 4-year, $190 million deal from the Clippers, Paul George. Yeah, go ahead. Now flush the toilet for me, Mr. Producer. Flush the toilet. Thank you. It is absolutely ridiculous that he is getting a max deal and can't close through in the playoffs. I mean, man, he might as well have gone and got Damian Lillard. Go get somebody else who's going to help you finish out in the playoffs.
Oh my gosh. You're right. And you want to know the funny thing about it? Paul George says in his interview, I owe them a ring.
Oh, of course he do. Of course he owes them a ring because he came. And granted, up and down season, COVID season, all right, that aside. But he still didn't play up to what was hyped up. I mean, you got two-star wings.
I agree. Didn't they lose somebody to the Lakers too?
Did they lose?
They lost someone to the Lakers. I thought.
I do not believe so.
Well, I'm gonna double check on this.
But you have two-star wings, right? You were talking about this scrappy Clippers team, right? And you know what? I will give them a break. I may be a little bit harsh on them, but before the COVID break, right, that we had, I will say that they were playing pretty
Ooh.
pretty good ball.
Okay, so it was Montrezl Harrell who shocked the Clippers by signing with the Lakers.
Yes.
And he was the sixth man of the year.
Yeah, he wanted to go to a LA team that was gonna win.
Oh,
We had the 2-minute
Yeah.
warning. So yeah, he wanted to go
okay.
to an LA team that was gonna win. He wanted to make sure that he was gonna get the ring because you know what? The Clippers is not. The Clippers not living up to their scrappy star reputation, and we're kind of watching it fall apart. I think because we sort of watched the wheels fall off with Doc Rivers. So it's going to
Yeah.
be interesting to see what's going on around there.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think they're going to be a playoff team, but I don't see them getting to like the conference finals. Maybe the conference semi.
You know, it's really tough to speculate, especially now.
Yeah.
That's what I find extremely hard about the NFL now, is speculating with these COVID things. But they're still contenders.
Yes.
I won't take that away from them. They're going to be contenders for a while now, especially since they locked him up. And, you know, Kawhi is locked up. So they're going to be contenders. Will they ever beat the Lakers? Depends on when LeBron and that group leaves.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have to leave it up to the hands and hope to goodness gracious that they figure out what's going on with them.
That's true. I'm with you.
I'm going to get a message from Paul George about me talking about him. But second quarter up, NFL on deck.
Yes.
What's the first topic?
And I got a good one for you. I'm gonna start with. Will Carson Wentz be a better fit in Indianapolis? He had a significant relationship with Frank Wright.
Give me something to think about here. And I'm going to have to go with yes.
There you go. I'm with you.
Now, I don't know what your reason is. And eventually, I think somewhere along here, we're about to start arguing soon. But I do think he's a better fit in Indianapolis. One, the Frank Wright connection. And two, Indianapolis has kind of built themselves a nice offensive line and under an almost injury-prone quarterback who's wildly 50-50, right? I mean, it seems almost like a match made in heaven. And even and I know that Philadelphia has been promising, right? And they have a lot of money in them. But you still have to be able to see the clues here, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts just had his first start, and they took Jalen Hurts in the second round. And you have to see the cards are they're getting on the table here. The cards are on the table. So, is he a better fit in Indy? Yes, I believe so. Will he end up in Indy?
I don't know. I say he's a better fit in Indy because of the relationship with Frank Wright, and then the fact too that they weren't very in depth when they explained it. Like they were saying, like they're both like diehard Christians with their faith. They were able to talk about certain things, and then not to mention too the fact that Doug Peterson's 14-3 with Carson Wentz on the sideline.
I mean, like I said, the cards are on the table. You don't really need him.
It's true.
I don't know what to say beyond that. I mean, there's no other things to go beyond that. They don't really need him, and they don't need that money sitting on the cap.
You're right. And now the other thing too that happened this past weekend was the Green Bay Packers and Kansas City both secured their respective divisions and the number 1 seeds in their respective conferences.
I'm gonna split that in half here. Kansas City, we knew about Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
Green Bay, there was a lot of talk over the offseason about what was wrong with Green Bay, blah, blah, blah. Aaron Rodgers was on his way out. No, you know there was talk over the draft about that. Aaron Rodgers was on his way out, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to be a good year. All of this, they don't really even want him, right? But Aaron Rodgers is doing one of the things that makes him one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's making you spell relax. RELAX. And he's handling it. You drafted a quarterback? Well, okay, put him in the bench because I'm still playing for a few years. He's still the one giving them a chance.
Exactly. And also, the Washington football team is sitting very pretty at first place in the NFC East. I really think they could win that division.
Thank you. Yes.
Hold up now. I know it's the NFC East.
No.
But
America, I want you to look me in my eyes.
Okay,
The proverbial toilet of the NFC East flushes. I want you to see that this is one of the worst divisions in football. And I want you to understand that I think only one of them is out of the hunt.
No, they're all still alive.
Still in the hunt.
They're all still alive.
They're all still in the hunt. And that is absolutely terrible and garbage. But, and for the next one, because I want to bring up the Steelers next. I want to mess up your order. I want to bring up Steelers next. It's all about when you get hot. It's not necessarily about your overall record because remember, the Giants won the Super Bowl at 9-7.
Right.
It's about when you get hot. It's about when you get hot and when teams really don't want to play you and how you're playing in the playoffs. So they could surprise us.
Right. So are you saying that the Steelers came out too hot?
No. Can I get a challenge flag? I want to throw a challenge flag. Don't say nothing to me right now. So listen, nobody is saying that the Steelers came out too hot. I threw that challenge flag because I want y'all to hear me and feel me. I'm tired of having to try to defend it. The Steelers, I've been saying it the whole time, are not as good as their record has indicated. They've had an easy schedule. They've had, oh my goodness, lucky breaks. And now that they get into the tougher part of their schedule, all of a sudden they don't look as invincible, right? And there's a reason behind that. It's because they suck still. Flush the toilet for me. He refuses. I think he's a Steelers fan. But but what I will say is that they still have a chance to right the ship. Like I said, it's about how you play at the end. Okay, so let's say they get hot again, right? They start getting through that tougher part of the schedule, and they start getting real hot. They're still going to be a very dangerous team because the playoffs, anything can happen.
they would
I'm
have
out.
been the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. And then also, too, we got treated to a Monday night instant classic. The Ravens, they took down the Browns 47-42. I don't know about you, but I would love to see those two teams meet again in the AFC playoff.
Oh, I'd absolutely love to see it again. But this time, I'd rather not have it maligned by the fact that Lamar Jackson went to go take a dump.
Hey, man, he said he wasn't doing that, man. Chill.
Y'all done seen. Hold on. I'm going off the assumption that everybody went to go see the footage. I saw the footage of him running in the back. He was not cramping because I've seen a man cramp. He was running to go take one. But I will say it was an amazing game.
Look, he said he ain't pulling no Paul Pierce.
He pulled a Paul Pierce.
He said he ain't pulling no Paul Pierce, though.
You just don't want to be known as pulling a Paul Pierce. Exactly. What's the last one?
Oh, snap. Oh, man.
So, Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah, I got to refer back to that. What do you make of his first career start? Went 17-30, 167 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 18 carries for 106 yards rushing.
I mean,
and
great start.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say, and you got to win against the Saints.
I mean, great start. It's what you love to see from your rookie. But I will say that there's no footage really out on him. So we're going to have to temper it down. Let's see.
Yes.
But this could be the start of new things going on in Philly.
Yes.
What you got to say?
I want to see him start. You got guys like Brooklyn McFarland trying to label him as a project. But I want to see it work out. I'm hopeful it will. I'm rooting for him. That's all I can really say.
I mean, you're always rooting for young quarterbacks, and especially black quarterbacks, to go to the top. So, and now we're in the third quarter. What we got?
What we got?
Football? Call it for me.
Yes. So the college football playoff rankings came out. Nothing really changed with the top 4. Florida dropped 1 spot despite throwing a shoe and losing to a 3-win LSU. Cincinnati dropped 1 spot, not playing this weekend. Iowa State climbs to 6th. And that brings me to my question. I like chaos, but I'm wondering what has to happen for Iowa State and Texas A&M again.
Well, the first thing that has to happen, and this is really important to talk about because I know a lot of people are really mad about this, which is Florida dropping only 1 spot. But you also have to think about the fact that they have the head-to-head against Georgia, right? I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Iowa State's only really up there because they beat Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen, but it really starts with the SEC championship.
Yes.
I think if Alabama loses convincingly to a Florida team that just became two loss?
Yeah, they're 8-2.
2 loss and a close one to LSU. They lose convincingly, and I mean goodness, by about 2 touchdowns. They have to not have been in the game at the end. If they do that, I think they drop out of the top 4.
Ooh. I was going to say...
I think they drop out of the top 4, and I think that Texas A&M pulls up into 4.
Okay.
Because the only thing that's wrong with Texas A&M right now is the fact that they're not playing for the SEC championship.
That's true.
It makes them easy to get jumped.
Yeah.
But that's because the SEC West is so heavy.
Yes. Now, see, my thought with the whole getting Texas A&M and Iowa State in was going to be, it was going to be maybe Clemson loses to Notre Dame again, and then maybe Northwestern upsets Ohio State. That would get both of them in.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, there are a lot of options, but I don't think Ohio State's going to lose in Northwestern. But if they do,
no.
But
Yeah, I'm never going to say never.
I'm
Well,
under the impression that Ohio State shouldn't be there.
Thank you.
I mean, Ohio State did not play enough games, but they got that Ohio State love that they usually get. I don't even think they should really be in the running for this. If anything, yeah, if you want to make them a top 10 team, but they shouldn't be first ones in or first ones out. And
The Coastal Carolina
Coastal Carolina is what
Talk
I
about
want
it.
to talk about. I want
Talk about
Coastal Carolina to be able to play. Let the boys play. That's what honestly my whole problem.
Let the boys play, coach.
Playoff. That's
Let
my
them play.
whole problem with the top four. The top four only ever include Power 5 teams. That's what I hate about the playoffs. They only include Power 5 teams. But I think from the group of 5, there have been some good teams that should have been able to play. I mean, think about it, UCF. UCF is a big one that became a joke. But those UCF teams could have won.
UCF died on a hill so that teams like Coastal Carolina and Cincinnati could have a voice.
Exactly. Let the boys play, gosh dang it.
Let them play,
the boys
coach.
play. Let them play. Put them in.
Exactly.
They beat BYU. Let them put them in.
Exactly. Now,
What's next?
the other thing that happened this weekend was Miami ended up on the wrong side of school history. They allowed the most rushing yards in school history. Both University of North Carolina running back Javonte Williams and Michael Carter combined for 544 rushing yards, which was the most in FBS history by a rushing year.
I'm going to pause you right there. Manny Diaz is having flashbacks.
Yes.
He's having war flashbacks. He's freaking out because
Exactly.
that looks just like when he was back in Texas.
Exactly.
I mean,
And this is why Mississippi State kind of regressed when he came in as the defensive coordinator.
but I will say, you do like to see it a little bit because I love me a good running back now. I don't believe in the devaluation of the
But they got two of them.
but they got 2. I like to see it. I really enjoy seeing that, and I'm glad that they've got their names etched down in history. It's beautiful. I love to see it.
I wouldn't be upset seeing one of those guys go to my favorite NFL team.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, especially Javonte Williams.
Oh, absolutely.
What's next for me?
And also, it's kind of a joke behind this one. I'm going to explain it in a little bit. Army shuts out Navy for the first time since 1969. The Black Knights get their first ever win against Navy at West Point. They were previously 0-3. So, what was pretty funny was someone came on Twitter and commented on the post that I posted, and they were like, it's pretty funny that Army only shuts out Navy during crooked administration. Because in 1969, that was the end of the Nixon administration. And then, that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the Nixon administration. And now, again, and we're at the end of the Trump administration.
I Let's see. We're playing a little dirty with Armies. With Army here. Jeez.
Hey,
Oh my.
maybe they should have been playing at West Point the past 4 years.
Okay. Well, look, we're running out of time, so I'm going to run us through some of these, and then I got some final words for this quarter. Notable head coaches fired, NCAA. Lovie Smith, Illinois, gone. You hate to see it. He should have still been with the Bucks, but I'll keep that somewhere else. Kevin Sumlin, Arizona.
He needed to go.
You saw it coming. Gus Malzahn at Auburn. He's going home a rich man.
Yes.
And Mackenzie Milton transferring to Florida State.
I like that move.
I enjoy it. FSU needed it. It's a big win for Norvell.
Yeah. And he's part of that early signing class that came into Florida State. By the way, congratulations to all the guys that signed in this early signing period. Yeah. But as one coach alluded to on Twitter, now the real recruiting starts. It's National Signing Day. I don't know what did that war in the toilet flush.
Just roll with it. I'm about to steal your time.
But yeah, no, hey, they say now the real recruiting starts. National Signing Day is around the corner. Whose favorite team is going to get who?
Good question. So, final thing. This is on my heart. Texas says Tom Herman is going to return. But before all of my fans start getting out your Texas is back memorabilia and stuff like that, I want you to sit back because I've heard that Tom Herman was contacting the SEC AD about a job. Right after this announcement came. I mean, so is Texas back? I think Texas is back to its old ways. I'm just letting you know.
Honestly, that's gotta be Auburn.
South Carolina.
South Carolina already hired Frank Beamer's son or nephew.
I heard it was South Carolina he called.
Well,
we're in our hot topic section.
Yeah, we're in the hot topics now.
So these are things that come from a mixed mash of different groups, and we couldn't exactly give each one their own little quarter. So we're going to be throwing them out rapid fire style, trying to get it down. So go ahead, continue, peeps.
Well, FAMU's interest of phase 1 and 2. Well, they didn't enter it, but they've explained it for the upcoming renovations to Black Memorial Stadium. So, phase 1 is renovated restroom. Phase 2 is the skybox and concession stands. Here we go. But I think the added seats will come later on down the road. And I gotta say, I'm liking the fact of the added concessions and the added press box. If you actually see the blueprint, it's really nice. It's hard for me to explain.
His bias.
You gotta look at the picture.
But I will say this is kind of exciting news, but I won't necessarily agree with it due to the uproar that happened the last time we shared some FAMU Stadium news. That was kind of a big thing. There was arguments about them not having enough for classes and stuff like that. So, but it's nice to see that they're getting obviously some kind of money, and hopefully they fix out the microscopes.
I mean, honestly, like you always see that them teams go to a new conference. You saw it with Texas A&M and Missouri. But
I mean, this does give them bigger chances to land recruits, especially now since they're in the SWAC. So It's really good. I'm good to see it. I'm glad to see it. Maybe they're thinking on the investment of if they invest in football, football will bring in more money, and the more money will mean better stuff
Yes.
long term. So
Yes.
got to roll with it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Also, today's the 42nd anniversary of the 1978 family national championship team. They went 12-1. They had a victory over Jackson State, 15-10 in the semifinal round. And I can't wait till the Orange Blossom Classic, just throwing it out there. And then they also had a win over the University of Massachusetts Minutemen in the championship, 35-28. Albert Chester was the quarterback. So, never forget.
Okay.
But also, too, the other thing, the Cleveland Indians have dropped the name Indians from their name. They're looking for a new name.
I'm all about, what is it? What's the word that they're looking for? Equality. There's some certain word that they're looking for. And producer, if you can help me out, but tact. I, there is certain tact about these names, right? But it's a good move, especially in the current climate that we're in. It's a good move to just drop the name rather than going through what the Washington Redskins are going through, being crucified in public.
Washington football team.
Oh, Washington football team. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm dating myself. I was born before last year. So, but I will say that that was my idea. That was my idea. I was like, how cool would it be if you go with the Cleveland Browns team? I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be bad, although I guess you could kind of get confused on some certain things. But that would be pretty nice. Maybe
I think of the same people that own the Browns were to own Cleveland baseball team, then that would happen. But someone, I believe his name is Blake Simpkins on Twitter. He mentioned it to me that Cleveland was originally called the Cleveland Arachnids, and this was like back in like the late 1800s, going into the 1900s.
Spiders. I like spiders. No.
Hey.
No. But
I'll send you the logo.
I would say they could keep with the color thing, but that would still fit a little bit. But I will say they could keep with the color things like the Browns, and they could but they'll run into trouble if they use this. But I was like, the Cleveland, I don't know. Nah.
But the Cleveland Reds,
I was gonna say
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah. They suck anyway. Yeah. You're not. It's way above my pay grade. It's beyond me. I don't name teams. Madden doesn't let me name teams, so I just have to pick one.
Well, the other thing we got too, the NHL will also feature an all-Canadian division and 3 other temporary divisions on Wednesday. So as of today, so they're going to realign it, I think, temporarily based off of like this COVID. Like they're going to have like a 55-game season, I believe. So it's going to be the Eastern Division, the Central Division, the Western Division, and then of course the Canadian Division. So, and then your world champion Tampa Bay Lightning are in the Central Division.
Now, I will say this as a non-watcher, really, of NHL. I will say, our boy Sasser, uh, he posted something along these lines, showing each division, and he called the Central Division the Lightning Bully Everyone Division.
He's right.
Because it seems to me, from my limited knowledge, this is a very weak division that they put Tampa in.
They did. It's Carolina, the Carolina Hurricanes, the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Detroit Red Wings, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Florida Panthers, the Minnesota, I forget what that Minnesota team's name is, the Nashville Predators, and the Lightning.
I mean, you love to see it as a Tampa native and a Tampa fan.
Yeah. I think the only team I see really challenging them in that division is maybe the Blue Jackets.
I mean, I'm going to have to be honest and say that I don't know. But I will say that the division, the way they have the divisions lined up, it's very centralized and it's kind of nice. I mean, you can see how each one can fit, and that's really great planning on their aspects, you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at these other divisions based off of what the Lightning are going to see, either coming out of that Eastern division, everyone's going to be beaten up, or they're going to be well battle tested. But everyone's still going to see everyone.
Absolutely.
And hopefully by the time we're at the end of that NHL schedule, hopefully COVID is under control and we don't have to have these mask mandates and everything.
Absolutely. Final things. I see you have NASCAR on here, but anything specifically?
No, we ain't got nothing with NASCAR. The season's over.
Well,
I don't know when it's going to restart though.
How my boy Bubba do?
He's actually joining a team with Michael Jordan and Danny Hamlin. They're going to start their own racing team because he left Victor Petty.
Oh, okay. Wow. But what I will say, thank you for watching this.
Yes.
We're going to be here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Don't forget, like, share, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow us if you're watching this on Twitter. Tweet. I don't know. I'm over Twitter. Whatever you do on Twitter, I don't use it. But I will say thank you for watching this with us, and there will be a whole lot more to come. We're focusing on guests and stuff like that too.
Yes.
And, don't forget to hit us up at Penalty Talk on Twitter,
and on Instagram.
On Instagram, at Penalty Talk on
Facebook. And like, share, and subscribe to YouTube.
And don't forget to check us out on Spotify, the Run and Gun Podcast.
Yes.
Any final things that you want to say?
Any final things that I want to say? Shout out to the family men's basketball team. Picked up a huge win last night over Austin Peay, 76-70. MJ Randolph led the team.
Okay. My final thing. Oh man, I didn't think I'd get to say bye to you guys so fast. It just kind of rolled through. But I will say Texas is back. Texas. I'm gonna sell a shirt that says Texas. I'm gonna. That's how I'll make the millions here. I'm gonna sell a shirt that says Texas is back. Don't forget to check out my crazy golf career. I'm punting with a camera.
He's still on his golf career.
And that's pretty much it for me. So thanks for joining me. I'm JC. He's JP.